Welcome back to F1 2014 Throwback Career Mode. We are back, 3 races left in the season. Hit the wrong button. We'll have an upgrade coming up next week at Brazil. But for now, we're in good old Texas. Ripping around the Circuit of the Americas. The points are tight. We are 12 points back of Rosberg, so a win today could be huge to get us right there with him in the standings, depending on where he and Hamilton finish. We did last time out. Let me make sure. What did I just do? Oh, I just went to the race. I hit the wrong button. I'm pretty sure last time we switched the difficulty back to expert. I really hope we did now, because I just went to the race. So we're running on whatever difficulty it is. I didn't look at if it's supposed to rain. I don't know what's going on. I'm ruining everything. But for now, I'm going to go do some qualifying. See you for Q3. Alright, welcome to Q3, where it is, in fact, raining, and looks like it's going to rain for the race. So remember a minute ago when I said I didn't even know if it's supposed to rain this weekend? It is, and I did not do any kind of setup adjustments to account for that, so that's fun. But we're just going to go out here and set a lap and see where we're at for qualifying. We've been first the last 2 sessions, so I imagine we'll be pretty close to first again. I think we ran a 155, so if we can run somewhere around there, we'll be easily in first. And then we have, it looks like a wet race, so buckle up for that. We'll see if we're in like a Malaysia type situation where I just ran away from the field and won by seconds, or if we struggle a little bit more. I think we're only going to put in 1 lap here, so this one's going to have to be good. We'll have time for 2, but I think we'll only need the 1. And I think they're going to do the thing again where they send people out in front of me on that 2nd lap, so I don't really want to have to rely on that. No, they sent him out early this time, so not too bad in our way. We're not doing too bad on this lap. I kind of zoned out there for a second. Forgot I was recording this. But I was just going into the qualifying zone here. Purple through the first 2 sectors is pretty good. We're almost 3 seconds up right now on Vettel, which would kind of ride right along with that 155 I was talking about. So good lap here from us so far. If we can just finish it out here, we might be on pole and we might be able to just streak away and get this win. I think honestly Rosberg might get here for another lap, so they at least did something right this time. I don't know if all of them are going to get here, but at least Rosberg. 154.7. That's all we're going to be able to put in this session. So let's see where we end up. Out in front. Oh, Rosberg only 5th. Hamilton 3rd. Oh.
Fantastic drive. Well done.
Thank you.
Carried it through to the race.
Thank you. All right. It's a pole position for us here in Austin. Get our slow-mo fist pump. Hop on in now, and let's see the strategy. Options, primes. So no rain immediately, but 88% chance, so we're going to get it at some point. So we'll have to see how the strategy ends up playing out. But we're going to start on the options. We're going to try and get out there and get a little gap to start. And see where we can end up when the rain finally comes. There we are on the front of the grid. We got a Red Bull next to us in Vettel, and then Rosberg in 5th, and our teammate is in 6th. So Hamilton, Rosberg, ourselves, and our teammate all in the top 6 here.
Drivers' Championship.
Here go the lights. They're out. We're going to head up the hill for the first time today. Track looks very green. Here we go. We got a Mercedes up the inside already. No grip for the first turn. We're going to get away, and we're going to build this gap as quickly as we can now. We want a big gap, so we have a lot of strategy options once the rain starts. We don't want to be backed into a strategic corner here. Wind's big today. It's even bigger if Hamilton and Rosberg aren't the cars behind me, but I think they probably will end up being there. Once the race gets going here, I think they'll have the pace to get by the Red Bulls. And I assume it's also Ricciardo up here with us. I'm not sure who's in 4th at the moment. But I think the Mercedes will have the pace to get by him at some point here. Although Rosberg's dropped way back in the field there. He's back at the back end of the top 10 right now, it looks like. We will very easily lead this first lap and just try to start building this gap to Vettel, who I think at some point here, once DRS is activated, will get overtaken by Hamilton.
We think there's a chance of light rain in 10 minutes' time.
10 minutes to rain. Already a 2-second gap. It's a good start for us. Honestly, nothing against you guys. I hope you don't see much of this race today, because that'll mean we're out in front with a gap and we can just cruise to the end. No worry in the world, because it's been some worry races lately, and my heart doesn't want to take any more of it. Last race we were on it at Russia, and we had to go. My hand was cramping at the end, but we did get Ricciardo. That race at Singapore was a similar no chance to breathe kind of situation. Just had to go as hard as we could the entire time. Japan was, it seemed like we were going to get some chance to breathe there, and then all of a sudden we found some pace, and then it was full go. So it'll be nice if we can get out in front here and have a bit of a chance to just relax in the car and cruise around. At the moment, we're doing a good job of it. We're going to be, how far up are we going to be here? 3 seconds. This is a gap after the first 2 laps here. Well, not quite after the first 2 laps. It might get bigger before the end of the first 2 laps. When's our first pit stop here? 8? Lap 8? Okay. Probably get to that before the rain comes, or maybe right around then is when the rain's going to start. But for now, we're going to see the gap here after 2 laps. It's going to be up to 3.5 seconds. So I'm going to put the old head down. I'm going to relax. I'm going to cruise up here. And we will see you when it starts raining or when I come in for a pit stop.
You're driving as well as I've ever seen. This is exactly what we need until the end.
Alright, we've opened the gap to 5.5 seconds here. We're on lap 5. The rain has started to fall. Although they just told me it'll be light rain in a few more laps, so we're just kind of on little bits of drizzle at the moment. Nothing too crazy, nothing that's going to affect the grip too much. We're still just pushing on. It's nice to be just relaxed and cruising at the moment. Vettel actually is pulling away from Hamilton too, which is really good. It does, though, bring in the question of, am I going to get 10 points ahead of those fools now before next race or before Abu Dhabi? Because if I do that, then, oh, Hamilton just dropped to 4th, by the way. Then we've got legend difficulty back in the mix, which is not what I want at all. I thought they'd make this much tougher and I wouldn't get to 10 points up on them by going into Abu Dhabi. But we may be in a tough spot here if we get legend late in the season. It may decide the championship. Rosberg's in 6th right now. Hamilton's fallen back to 4th. It's looking good for us, but we're going to have to be really good these next 2 races if we now have a chance of Abu Dhabi legend difficulty. Damn it! Alright, well, my teammate's out of the race. That's not helpful. The 2 cars behind me are Red Bulls, so in the Constructors, I think we're about to be locked in for 3rd. Pretty firmly here. The Mercedes are struggling, which is interesting. They're in 4th and 5th right now. I don't know which order the 4th and 5th is at the moment. It was Hamilton 4th, Rosberg 5th, but I think Rosberg was closing. So, oh, it looks like he got past that pack too, so I think Rosberg's in 4th now. We're going to be in an interesting strategy situation here, because the end of this next lap is supposed to be when we come down to pit. But I think, like, we're just getting to the rain right now. So I'm going to hold on to these tires as long as I can. No, I'm not. And then go to, let me actually set it. Go to inters once it's time for inters.
Intermediate tires confirmed.
And then we're just kind of going rogue on the strategy for the rest of the race, I think. Because it'll probably rain to the end at that point. So unless we have to go on wets, we're just going to try and stretch the inters
Light rain out on track. It's starting to rain.
as long as we possibly can. And I think, honestly, we'll game the AI a little bit here, because there's going to be people that come down at the end of this lap and put on another set of slicks, and then we're going to gain a whole pit stop on them when we wait for the inters. We're already gapping the field by a ton, which is kind of wild. It'll be interesting to see. Somebody's already in the pits. It'll be interesting to see how many people we lap today. Honestly.
Don't forget, pit in this lap.
Nope, not going to. Wait for rain. Vettel's not slow, though, either. We're not, like, super gapping him right now. He's staying about that little over a 7-second gap. So we do still have to watch out for him. Rosberg looks incredibly fast right now. He's running Ricciardo down very easily. Yeah, they're going on to the primes right now, the guys that are pitting. And I think probably in another 2 or 3 laps we'll be in a situation where inters will be the tire, so I'm not worried about it. We could also just go forever with the light rain like this and never get to a point where inters are the tire. But I mean, at least if I hold on to these tires for a little bit longer, we might be able to even go one stop, honestly. Because it doesn't seem like we're wearing the tires too bad with the rain and not really pushing too hard. So, your guess is as good as mine at this point as to what the rain's about to do. Really starting to slide around now with this rain coming down. Still not enough to go on the inters yet, though, so just kind of cruising around. We've got like a 30-second gap back to Vettel, who's made a pit stop, so we're fine at the moment. If we get to lap 14 and it's still just raining like this, I'll probably throw some primes on, because I can go to the end on those at that point, I think. And then it would just be a one stop if the rain never gets any worse than this. If not, we might be able to even, once we put the inters on, if it doesn't get too bad, we might be able to stay on those to the end and also do a one stop that way. Not sure. It'll depend on what happens with the rain here.
Recommend you switch over to intermediates next time you pit. The current tyre you're running on is struggling for grip in these conditions.
Alright, we just got the call for inters. We're going to come in right now and get them on. We are slipping and sliding around quite a bit. I don't know how much of that is the weather and how much of that is the fact that these are now 4 laps older than we should have been tires. But we are going to come in and we are going to get our inters and we're going to see where that takes us.
You're free to rejoin the track. The track is clear.
Alright, we're going to come back out with a healthy lead here. Oh boy. And it looks like the guys behind are also coming in to get the inters, so it's going to stay pretty healthy.
Vettel is pitting.
As we get back up to speed here, the rain continues to fall. Oh boy, slid a little bit there. We're going to get our way through a few lap cars and see where everything cycles out.
Now for cars exiting the pit.
Alright, everybody's finishing up, putting on their inters right now. And we are like 20...
Up on a group of slow-moving cars. Try to pass them quickly.
We're like 27 seconds up on Vettel at this point, so... still a very comfortable gap. We just lapped up through...
Major cloud cover coming our way. We think there'll be heavy rain in 15 minutes.
Lapped up through Kobayashi. 15 minutes to heavier rain, so right before the end it seems like we might get some wet conditions. Have to change tires again, but we're just going to stay on these inters as long as we can at this point. We might be able to make it to the end. It has me stopping on lap 20 right now. That'd only be 8 laps on these inters, and we went 12 on the options, so I think we'll be able to stay on these a little bit longer than
You're leading the car
lap
behind
20.
27 seconds.
Alright, we're coming on to lap 20 here. The pit window is technically open, but it's not. We're 34 seconds up on Vettel now. Ricardo and Rosberg
We're expecting some heavy rain in around 5 minutes.
are almost a minute behind us at this point now. And then it looks like the heavy rain's going to get here with about 3 to 4 laps left in the race. So we're going to try and push at least to then on these inters. Oh boy, sliding a little bit. And then we might switch over to the wets, depending on what it looks like. Vettel's not been much of a slouch this race, honestly. We have done 1 less pit stop than him, so that's most of the 30 seconds that he's behind us. Up until the last few laps, he's been pretty similar in pace to me. The last few laps I've been taking some seconds out of him, but he's been pretty quick for most of the race, all the way through. But there's been not really anything to talk about this whole time. We've just been out here by ourselves. Occasionally we'll pass a car that's a lap down. I think we're pretty close to lapping into the top 10 at this point. I don't know who's right in front of me, but I think we passed 12th and 11th last time that we were lapping cars. Which, by the way, was a Caterham and a Marussia, so the field is all kinds of jumbled up right now. No idea where Hamilton ended up. There are 2 cars out of this race. I know one of them's Button. I don't know who the other one is. So, we're looking good. I also imagine that the way they were talking, Vettel is going to come down this lap as well to do something. So, we're just going to get further away at this point, I think. There's no chance, I think, unless we crash. If we crash, we might get beaten, but past that, I think Vettel's coming in this time. Ricardo will probably stay out. Maybe Rosberg will come in, or they'll wait till next lap. But either way, they're going to be a little bit too early to go onto wets, I think. And I just said I think about 15 times, and I need to stop doing that. But they're going to be early on the wets. But it might work out. It's not super dry out here, so it's not like the wets won't work at all. They just won't be the optimal tire, I don't think, I think the Inters will still be a little bit faster until maybe for another 2 or 3 laps.
Vettel just peeled off into the pits.
Yeah, there goes Vettel into the pits, so we're just going to gain even more time on him now. Depending on if Rosberg and Ricciardo come in, we'll probably be about a minute up on the next car here pretty soon. Rosberg does look like he's in. I think Ricciardo kept going. Yeah. So we'll get a good look at what the gap to Ricciardo is now. Vettel and Rosberg both came in.
Lap down. He should move over and let you past.
Let's see when Ricciardo gets to the end of his sector. 53 seconds is the gap right now. And we are cruising up behind Sutil, who I think is in 10th. They still want me to pit. I'm still not going to yet. We're going to go onto the wets here at some point. Oh, he's in 9th, actually. My apologies. I'm going to squeeze us a little bit. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. Definitely starting to rain pretty hard now. Getting pretty wet, but the Inters are still working, so we're going to stay on them for now. We'll let Ricciardo come in and we'll see where we're at. I'd imagine Vettel went on to the Inters, so... he'll be a little bit faster than us probably with them being new, but he won't be crazy fast. And then if he has to go on wets here in a couple of laps, we will be well ahead. Oh, he's actually already caught back up to Ricciardo. I guess he had like 18 seconds on him, so he wasn't too far behind. So about 54, 55 seconds back to Vettel at the moment for our next closest competitor if Ricciardo came in. Or I still don't think he's made it to the pits actually, so if he comes in. Oh boy. Alright, I don't know that it's necessarily time for wets yet, but it's going to be there soon. I think we're sliding all over the place at this point, so I'm going to come down at the end of this lap and put wets on, because I think we're going to get there, and then go to the end. I don't think there's any sense in waiting any longer to go onto the wets, because we're definitely going to make it there at some point. Alright, coming down to get wets. Here we go. Don't slide through the pits. Oh shit. Okay, we're gonna come down and get wets and a wing. Not really worried about it. We have 53 seconds, so we might as well put a new car out here on the track, honestly. But they're probably all gonna have to come in anyway to get wets, so we'll be fine. Alright. About 5 laps left in this race. We're going to be on the wets. We're going to have to go past Sutil again. Oh good, the rain's easing off now that I went on to wets. That's helpful. We'll pass Sutil in almost the same spot here. Definitely seems like the Inters are a little bit better than the wets at the moment, but it's not going to matter. We're 23 seconds up. We've got 4 laps to go. I think we'll be fine. We'd have to lose almost 6 seconds a lap to lose our lead at this point. And I don't think we're doing that. Alright, we're coming out of the last lap here. It's been a fairly boring race, all things considered here. Vettel's still like 17 seconds behind me or something like that, so not really worried at this point. We're just going to cruise home this final lap, get ourselves our 9th win of the season, which will tie the Throwback Career Mode record with Hamilton from last season. And we got 2 more chances to break that record. That's exciting. And it's going to be a good move forward in the championship for us. We're going to beat both Mercedes, and neither of them got second either, which is big for us. I think we'll still be 2 points behind Rosberg at this point, but we'll be right there with him. Hamilton will drop behind us somewhere. Oh, actually, Hamilton's in 20th. When did that happen? Hello. He's right there, and he's in 20th. Goodbye. Hamilton had a tough race. So there we go. Hamilton's going to get no points this race. He will drop behind us. He'll drop behind Rosberg even further. And unless he has a really good Sao Paulo, he might be cooked in this championship. Vettel is bringing it back pretty good, now down to 15 seconds, but he's going to run out of time here pretty easily. It definitely was inters at the end. They kept telling me it was going to get worse, and then all of a sudden I put on wets and they went, oh, it's getting better, so thanks team for that one. But nothing else to consider here, because we are the winners. Heck yeah. Our teammate was 22nd. Rosberg ends up 3rd. Hamilton 20th. It'll be ourselves. It'll be ourselves, Vettel, Rosberg, Ricardo, Raikkonen, Bottas, Perez, Massa, Sutil, and Gutierrez gaining points. This time out, Hamilton was in fact in 20th. Alonso was the other one that went out to Ferrari, having a tough race as well. Look at the standings. Amazing.
That's equaled Mansell's personal record for wins in a season. Really well done. Fantastic.
Alright, we've equaled Mansell's personal record. Interesting to know. We are 2 points back of Rosberg now, 296 to 294. Hamilton's dropped all the way 18 back of us, 20 back of his teammate. Vettel now cannot beat us in the championship, just so everybody knows. He could tie us, is the best he could do. He cannot beat... No, actually, he completely can't beat us. That's where we're at. We do continue to drop back of Red Bull, 29 points back now. Mercedes has already locked up the Constructors, so no need to worry about that. There we are on top of our car. Another win in the bank, 9 now this season. Next closest is Hamilton with 5, then Rosberg with 3. And those are the only 3 drivers that have won a race this season. There's 2 races left to go. We have another contract offer. It's Williams. We lost our Toro Rosso ones, but that's fine. Nobody cares about that. Our Toro Rosso and our Sauber are the 2 that have withdrawn. Not that we wanted to go there anyway. We'd honestly rather go to Mercedes if we have to do another season. Because then we'd just be straight up battling our teammate all the way through. That will be a step forward for us in the battle with Rosberg. What does that put us at? We started at Italy. I think it was 3-1 after Russia. So now it's 3-2. We'll tie it at 3-3 if we can beat him in Brazil, where we have a bit of an R&D thing going on. So we will see you next time for that. That's all today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost at the end. Either the end of this series or the end of this season. One of the two. See you next time. Goodbye.